Oh, okay, I gotta be quick because my partner's coming back from the pump shack. I'm at work, by the way. You gotta look where I am right now. Okay, real quick. You can't glitter if you don't die. So the interaction between, okay, how does this work? How can you have the unbounded finite, which is us, be able to survive with the unbounded infinite? Sorry, the bounded finite with the unbounded infinite. It's like having a little ant next to a Goliath. How can the ant survive? And that's the big question philosophically. And the best answer we come up with is obviously Darwin, that truth is as good as what you have that keeps you alive so that you can procreate. So truth serves humanity. Doesn't matter what truth you come up with, it has to serve humanity. Otherwise, it's a flawed truth. Okay, anyway, that's not what I'm trying to talk about. So how can the bounded finite survive next to the unbounded infinite, which is basically what we are and the source of all our suffering, because we're so limited compared to the infinite? And how do all species, how can they all do that? It's like this. It started off as something perfect, like a Fabergé egg. It was perfect. The universe, everything was a one unit. And then, how do you make something that's perfect seem imperfect? You break it into pieces. And that's why the universe is dissipative by nature. It dissipates. Everything breaks apart, falls apart. Everything's entropy. And everything dies. And it separates, dissipates, right? And then what happens is that all that dissipation, it goes back into a single unit. And then it goes back into dissipation. Then it goes back into a single unit. And that's how you could have a relationship between the bounded finite and the unbounded infinite, and what the living and the afterlife or the before life, the known world or the unknown world, or order or chaos or whatever you want to call it. And that's the relationship between life and death and all that. It's like a star. It dissipates and then it contracts, and it dissipates and it contracts. So basically it glitters, and the glitter can only be possible with the forces of dissipation and contraction, or gravity, I guess, maybe, I don't know. But obviously you don't see the things come together, but that's because they don't come together linearly. They come together from inside out, like this. See, they don't come together like this. They come together like this, from this way. You see what I mean? Like through resolutions. And that's how, let's say, existence bubbles up into existence. What we perceive has been bubbled up from the imperceptible into our frequency of perception, and within the limits of the structure of our body, which is our senses and all that stuff, which we have adapted perfectly through millions and millions of years through evolution. And by mirroring existence. Oh my God. Oh my God. I always knew we were stars. I'd always say that the star, the reason why we identify with the star is because every ray of a star is the metaphor for every way that a human being can express themselves, because we're infinite and we can express ourselves infinitely. And the star is so sovereign up into the darkness by itself. But yet, although it has its ultimate sovereignty, all of the light of the universe is derived from that star. The light and the rays of that star, they reach all the universe, and the whole universe can benefit from it. And that's why the sovereign human individual is so important, because the light of society originates from the individual and the infinite complexity of our ability to express ourselves. And so you can't put a human being in a box and call them black, or call them gay, or call them feminine or masculine, or whatever the hell you want to call them. That's not how we work. That's not how we operate. And we're not communists or fascists or anything like that. We're divine. We're divine. We're divine. We're infinite. We're infinite divine. And it's the journey. It's the story. It's the hero myth. Oh, and the feminine, the incredible feminine, the porthole to immortality, the metaphorical representation of nature, of beauty, of that which judges, of nurture, of healing, of caring, of creating life. The feminine is the greatest. Okay, I gotta get back to work because I'm starting to sound a little crazy. So yeah, Fabergé egg, like a star. It's this. Look at our hands. That's what it is. The known, the unknown. The unknown, the known. The unknown, the known. Perfection, dissipation, infinity. But it can't be perfection. There's a flaw there because perfection is the Ouroboros. That's the snake that eats its tail. It's Lucifer that creates. Totalities. And totalities die because there's no flow of energy. What's going on here? Oh, I still have lots to figure out. Okay, go and make a good day. You can't have a good day unless you make it. And if you make it every day. You have it every day, and you deserve it every day, and everybody around you has a good day because you're making good days. So be a leader and a champion.